Hey, what is up guys? Today's video we have a special guest on the channel and we will review the insane plays from KitKat. Actually right now the best lockbait play inside of Clash Royale. And lockbait is in a really tough spot. A ton of locked cycle decks, bomber cycle decks, Valkyrie cycle decks, Tester cycle decks, and generally really cheap cycle decks, and also Fire Spirit is everywhere and it's actually the hardest counter against Goblin Build. 1 for free trade, but KitKat still manages to push to 44 in the world. He's absolutely insane. Today we're going to look at his game, how he was able to push that high. If you guys don't want to miss any videos in the future on this channel, don't forget to subscribe and let me know which pro you guys want to see next on the channel. I will always try to get a really nice pro like once a month on the channel and kind of look at his pro tips and tricks. Also make sure to check out KitKat's YouTube channel, that's German, YouTube channel. Yeah, the link is in the description, and I would say let's jump to the games. He's playing right now the classic lockbait deck, but he prefers the Electro Spirit. So I would suggest, or I would say, if you're playing the Ice Spirit version, I would switch to the Electro Spirit version, because right now it's better, especially against all the golden players. It helps really against bats, and overall it's a better card. But I would say let's jump to some games and how he's gonna beat the toughest matchups inside of Clash Royale. Here we go, and we need to say before he's played still with the Knights. So I honestly feel like every type of Goblin Duel deck is a tough matchup, because he doesn't really have anything great against the Goblin Duel. He doesn't have something like Valkyrie or something like a bomber. He doesn't really have it in his deck, so this will be really interesting. He plays against one of the best Mega Knight players inside of Clash Royale. This guy is really insane with Mega Knight. He plays Mega Knight, Zap, Arrows, Drill. So how is he gonna stop? He most of the time wants to play his Goblin Gang plus Lock on a Drill, but he has Zap, he can Arrow the Prince, he can also Bats the Miner. No, not Bats the Miner. Bats the... You guys know what I want to say. Bats the Goblin Bolt. That's what I want to say. So he's gonna bats this. So he's going for a Prince here, really aggressive move. KitKat went really aggressive, but KitKat is really, I would say, confident that he's able to defend this. So let's see if he is right, that he can defend this push. He's going for defensive Goblin Ball here. He's going also for a lock, and that was an insane defense, but I'm not sure if this is going to be enough. Prince connect to the tower. He's going for a Goblin Gang really late, and this is a really early 1-1 situation. I don't really know if you want to be in this spot exactly. He went in all in on the opposite lane, and the opponent just let it go, played bats for a +2 trade, and went with a Prince behind this Mega Knight. So I don't really know if KitKat is happy with the situation being 1-1 against a Mega Knight player with lockbait. I don't really feel comfortable if the King Towers activate, because especially this meta, even the King Tower from an opponent is not activated, it's already really tough to get some damage, but now it's even more tough to get some damage. So most of the time the opponent will just ignore the Goblin Build. This time he's playing a Mega Knight, but you can easily ignore the Goblin Build and just build up a huge push. So let's see how KitKat is gonna manage. So he's going for Inferno here. Opponent's just gonna throw a Zap, but still fine. Inferno will be able to kill the Mega Knight. And I feel like KitKat is really happy with this Elixir trade. So he's just going for Electro Split a bridge. Opponent is going in for Wall Breaker split, really great Wall Breaker. And now KitKat is just going for Princes in the bag. I feel like, yeah, he's going for Rocket. He's gonna take the Rocket on a Prince. I think a really smart choice here, because he knows he needs to get damage, and it will be really tough to just chip away with Goblin Pearls, Electro Spirits, Princes. So really smart move. But you guys see, KitKat really gets a ton of value out of his Princes, so he's going for Inferno high. I think right now he's going for Electro Spirit. Okay, he's not doing it, but that wasn't a bad Mega Knight, but also not a really good Mega Knight. So the Mega Knight gets kind of easily cleaned up. Prince gets a ton of value. And I would say the Mega Knight player should go in for more arrows right on top of the Princes. So really great defensive wall break. I see from the opponent, really insane wall break, kiting everything over, bats are surviving, cleaning up everything. And there was a huge pulse of Elixir trade for Twitch EGW_CR, if you pronounce like that. So he's just going for arrows. I don't really think he's gonna zap this, but yeah, perfect Knight placement. So he doesn't have a Valkyrie in the stack, but you guys see he's always able to place Knight perfectly and not taking too much damage. So he's just going for Prince in the back once again. Opponent's going to lock the Prince back, and I think right now Inferno Tower protection is key, and he is always cycling so fast. With his Princes, he always tries to outcycle the arrows. This is the most important thing. KitKat gets so much value out of the arrows, so much value out of the Princes. This is what I want to say. So he's going for a Lock Prince at the river, and you guys see KitKat is really low, but look at this beautiful Electro Spirit. This is why Electro Spirit is so good. I think right now he might be in some trouble. Double wallback connection most likely. He needs to go for late He needs to go for a late Goblin Gang, and I think right now he's just going to cycle Goblin Burn opponent's side to just bait out something. No, he's going in for Infanto really high, kind of predicting something, didn't really work out. So he's going for a Mega Knight like this. He is just going to arrow that. I wouldn't arrow that, I would have let it go, and that was a really poorly placed Mega Knight. I don't really know what the opponent thought of that, like about a Mega Knight. Maybe he was like, okay, and we're just going to take the damage, but it wasn't a really smart move. And so he's just going in again because he knows his opponent is not having like a really great spell answer in his in cycle. So he's just going for Mega Knight like that. He's going to go for Prince in the back. So this is a smart move, kind of splitting up the pressure. He needs to cycle one more card, so he's going for Zap. Now, I assume he's not going to Zap it. So the opponent's for sure doing like some weird choice, I would say, Prince high. But you guys see how KitKat is always able to stop the Goblin Duel almost perfect. Yeah, this time it's like 2 Goblins connect to the tower, but still overall a really great defense. He's always cycling Goblin Birds. And the most important thing for him is he's even cycling Goblin Birds if he knows that the opponent does have his arrows in cycle, because if he's going for Goblin Build on the tower, opponent's going to spend arrows. It's a 3-for-3 trade. At the same time, he can stack princes because your opponent doesn't have mine on the stack. He has a Goblin Drill, so the princess gets more value in the meta. And this you guys going to see in the next game. Also, princess is key in this meta, with Goblin Build not being as good as it is before. Also, the rocket, I would say, prince and rocket are the most, or like the 2 most important cards in this deck. So guys, your next game we're facing Mortar Bait. All the matchups I'm going to show today are hard. So I'm just going to show hard matchup, difficult matchups. I think this is what we want to see, but he is just insane. I don't really know how you can be that good. So a new first play move from KitKat is, which is really important to kind of copy, because everybody is playing Fire Spirit, everybody is playing Log, everybody's playing Valkyrie. He loves to be aggressive. He likes to be really aggressive early on, and he's just going for Princess Goblin Boy. He would never do that normally. What? The prediction rocket on a minion horde, that was absolutely insane. He predicted the prediction from opponent. So the opponent predicted that he's going for an Inferno on that, but he predicted the opponent is going to predict that he's predicting that the opponent is going to predict that he is going to go in with Inferno. So he predicted the prediction and went with a rocket onto the mortar because he predicted the minion horde, because yeah, the opponent predicted the Inferno. So that was just absolutely insane gameplay. And yeah, that was really, really great. So you guys gonna see that was a really smart tip. So he's going to take the rocket onto the cannon card. Okay, good to know. I think the opponent kind of baited it out. So let's see. He's going for defensive mortar. I think like I was a good log bait player back then. I was always happy. Back then, like there was like a mortar, rascal, bad spear goblin stack. I think Igor played it and also Lapo played it. And I was always, okay, if your opponent is going for defensive mortar, I'm fine. I'm completely fine. So I was always happy if my opponent goes with a defensive mortar, if I'm like keeping up the pressure as much as I can, that the opponent needs to go for defensive mortar, and our like his opponent did it here. So we're just going for Goblin Ball in the back. Great Goblin Ball chip damage here. Like this is just great. Sometimes I'm like thinking, how is KitKat even getting damage? But somehow, some way, he's always able to break through and chipping away at the opponent's tower. And this is why I'm just respecting him so much, because I don't really know. In some scenarios, I'm like, how the heck do you get damage? So he's going in really aggressive here. With a knight. I don't really understand the knight decision here, but there's a reason why he's doing that. So I don't really think the prince was smart, but I don't know. I'm not the best local player in the world. He is the best local player. So maybe there was a small mistake, but I would really love to ask him what he would like did in this game, or like what was his thought process. But I think he's like Mexican, and so his English isn't that great. But maybe in the future I'm able to get someone on voice talking about his deck, because I think like with my pro insights and his insights of the deck, it could be a really interesting video. So let me know in the comment section if you guys would like to see that. So I think he's just going to go for another princess. He's going for Electric Spirit in the back. Really important, Electric Spirit. Let's talk about that. Electric Spirit is just way better than Ice Spirit. Even if your opponent's able to go for the Kingdom Creation, just make sure that you always go in with a Goblin Bell as well. So if you're going for Electric Spirit with Goblin Bell and your opponent's going for like a Knight behind the tower, you at least get like 1k damage. If you get like 1k damage, you're fine, right? You can chill. So he's not deciding to rocket that. Maybe that was a small mistake, but he's cycling back to another Electric Spirit. Perfect defense. Okay, that was a really cheap cycle interaction, which was insane. So, yeah, and electric split is really important. Electric split is really key as long as you're not letting, like, just the electric split cycling the bridge. You can't do that. So, starting plays, as I said, he likes to go with Goblin Ball Prince aggressive. You can also cycle Log, but you never want to go just for electric split. So, if you're playing the Ice Split version, which I don't really think is that good, as I said before, you can just cycle an Ice Splitter bridge, but with electric split, you should never do that. So, just going for another princess here, great princess, he's just going for another knight high, and like he is chipping away, the opponent is not able to break through. I don't know how he's doing that, I don't know how much aggression he's keeping up, but this is just, in my opinion, insane gameplay from KitKat. GG's well played, the opponent is even giving a well played because he's like, holy moly, you played insane, you deserve the win. If your opponent calls the well played, you already know you played really well. So guys, here in the next game against Bale, one of the best players in South Clash Royale. He was a CRL player, he's right now signed for Team Castle, so he's not bad at all, he knows how to play the game. So he's going really aggressive with Prince at the Bridge. As I said, this is favorite starting move, Prince at the Bridge, Goblin Ball to start the game, not really going for just a electric split anymore. And this is, in my opinion, one of the toughest matchups you can face. The opponent has Dark Prince, he has Goblin Drill, and he has not like the cheapest cycle on earth, but Cannon Cut is also strong, but like look, just like the Mother Witch, which is so good against Logbait. So how the heck is he gonna beat him? He has the Dark Prince, Electro Wizard, he has so many answers against the against the Goblin Ball and just keeping up the pressure. So he's just going for a rocket on the Cannon Cut, he messed up the tower, or he missed the tower. So he's just going to log this, and he needs to overspend all the time. And I'm really interested or like curious to see what is he gonna do against the Cannon Cut. So at example, he's cycling a Knight against the Dark Prince, or he has to play Knight. The opponent just go for Cannon Cut and prediction Mother Witch onto his Goblin Gang. So I'm like really interested to see how is he gonna stop it. Is he playing at Fan Tower at all? This will be answered soon. So he's just gonna take the damage, I think, because at the left tower, Bale was already getting like 600 damage or like 700 damage. He's just going for a Goblin Ball here. Opponent's gonna get a +2 trade. So just going in for a drill. No, it's not. He's not going for a drill. He's just going for a Knight. So I think now it's Cannon Cut time. And I'm really like, as I said, I'm really interested to see, well, how is he gonna stop the Cannon Cut? What is he going to do? What's his game plan against the Cannon Cut? So he's just going for a Prince in the back. The opponent's just going to Fireball. Is he playing his Infanto or his Goblin Gang? He's playing his Cannon Cut, even he knows the opponent could go in for a Mother Witch. Okay, good to know. The opponent is going for a great Evis, great placement, just one Goblin is connecting, and so we're going in for like, or we're going into the double exit time with damage disadvantage. Not really what you like to see. With Logbait, you always want to control the game, like similar to a minor control deck, similar like to graveyard decks. You never want to be behind, because then you need to play desperate and you need to play aggressive, and this is not really what you do with a control deck. With Golem, yes, it's fine if you're like behind, you can build up a huge push over this deck. You always want to be at least same and just behind like 1 or 200 damage and feeling comfortable about that, because you know of a rocket, and as long as you're like even with the plus the rocket, you are fine. But right now it's getting really close. This is the first really big, huge Goblin Ball shot, but now the Mother Witch is on the map. So he's just going for a Knight. Great Prince, and I really said it already. I'm just like so impressed how he's going to get so much value out of the Princess. He is the absolutely machine. If it's about Princess cycling, the opponent doesn't have the most expensive cycle, doesn't have the cheapest cycle either, but it's just insane, like how he's always able to outcycle a Fireball and getting so much value out of the Princess. He's just chipping away with logs, and you guys really need to take care of the log cycle from KitKat. He is just log cycling over log cycling over log cycling, like 5-10 logs over the game just on the left side. So he really likes to chip away with logs, he likes to chip away with Princess, and then just going for Goblin Bird chips. And you guys gonna see, he doesn't really have like a success rate, I would say, from the Goblin Birds, like from 1%, but like, I would say like 10%, like every 10th Goblin Bird looks like it's doing some damage on his tower, or like every 3rd Goblin Bird if you want to be like not that drastic. So he's going to play 3 Goblin Birds, and one of them are connecting for like 1 hit, and he is just taking the chip damage, not complaining at all. This is his game plan. Being 700 damage behind is fine, because he knows the triple elixir time cycle is gonna get cheaper, so more Princess stacking, and also like cheaper Goblin Ball cycle and more Goblin Birds on the tower. And this was actually a really insane play, going for Goblin Ball plus Rocket. Why did he do that? Because he knows He knew the opponent didn't have a Barbarian Sparrow in cycle, and he just did that, and that was absolutely insane. That was a really well played move. Even the opponent, even the opponent didn't play anything. This forced him to not play anything, so he couldn't play anything. So this is a really interesting move. How is he going to defend this? How is he going to stop this? So he's just going in for a late, which was really important, late Goblin Gang. He let the Mother Witch connect and then go for the Goblin Gang. Otherwise, it would have been game over, 10,000 Porgies. He's just going to cycle another Rocket. He's just going to cycle as soon as he can, going for another Goblin Bird, going for the Phantom, cleaning up everything. So he is playing in Phantoms in this game. He's just going for a High Knight. He's going to wait here, just play his Goblin Gang because he knew the opponent's going to predict. So his brain is so big. It's just insane. Predict the prediction once again. Rocket Log is enough. This guy is absolutely insane. GG's well played. I hope you guys enjoyed today's one. Don't forget to subscribe. Also share the video with your friends if you enjoyed it and you feel like my friend needs to be better with log rate as well. And make sure to check out KitKit. One of my favorites so far, videos so far in 2021, because I feel like you could learn a lot. And I also learned a lot from the best log rate player in the world. I'm out. Thanks for watching. Use Create Good Mod to make your day better. And I would say I'm out. Goodbye.